Welcome to the Rude Dog Show. This is Rudy Reyes. I had to throw a little oldie flair in there because my next guest certainly has a touch of oldiness to him, even though he's extremely young. Anyway, welcome to the Rude Dog Show. This is Rudy Reyes, and I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. You can download the app from a variety of sources. You can click on the link that works for you, whether you're carrying a Google phone or an Apple phone. On the RudeDogShow.com, you can Google it. You can go to the Apple Store. It's designed for iTunes. And I'm also Facebook Live. Yes, not just a face for radio anymore. Maybe not for the word go. Anyway, look, we're talking to some of the best talent headed into the 2017 NFL Draft. And unless you want to be left out in the cold, shivering at an empty theater being rained down on, join the show, the Rude Dog Show. Download it. Look, the 2017 NFL Draft is upon us. It is only 30-plus days away. So if you're not checking it out, you're snoozing at the wheel. Anyway, welcome today to the show. 6-foot wide receiver out of the University of West Georgia. He's a senior. He hails out of Dallas, Georgia, to the show. Welcome, Joey Eliezer. Joey, how are you? Thanks for coming on to the show.
Hey, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well.
That's right. Well, the closer to Friday we get, the better we feel, right? That's usually how it goes.
Oh, yeah, sir, definitely. TGIF.
In advance, I'll take it, whatever it takes. So again, thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate you coming on, and certainly want to get this kicked off for you. Look, some of the best and brightest talent heading into the next year of their professional career will be well suited by accepting a Division I scholarship, right? You would suspect that if I received a scholarship from a Division I school, the likelihood of me taking it is probably 100%, maybe 110. Depends on what scale you're talking about. But my next guest seemingly had taken a more godly approach when it came to finding his way forward by passing on that Division I scholarship to the University of Illinois. And the Fighting Illini football system has been around a very long time, very, very long time, and has come up and produced some of the best talents moving forward into the NFL in past and present. Look, the decision can be easy for some and much harder for others to make, especially when it's a school that's much smaller, not as much alumni, and nowhere near as recognized, you would think, like the University of West Georgia, home of the Wolves. Joey, it must have been a very humbling experience for you as you found yourself making a life-changing decision. And your decision was not only to turn down a Division I school everyone had heard of to a school only some have heard of at the University of West Georgia. What major influences helped you decide to bypass a career at the University of Illinois?
Well, honestly, it was one of those things where it's like back in the day, I was young, a little bit arrogant, to be honest with you. When I reached that scholarship at the University of Illinois, I was extremely blessed. I was honored to get a scholarship from them. But like I said, I was a little bit arrogant, and that was enough for me back in the day. It wasn't enough. I was trying to go to SEC, such as Alabama, Florida, and Georgia. And so to me, Illinois wasn't big enough for me. At the time, I did not know better. I was young. And so pretty much the scholarship, they offered me in August, and they held it until that December. And so after my all-star football game, after the season, everything after the bowl game, I didn't get any more scholarships. I didn't get any scholarships from SEC schools. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and commit to Illinois and just call it a day. So calling about my recruiter back, he wasn't picking up my calls lately. And so calling him for like a week or so this week and no calls, and he finally picked up. I'm like, hey, how you doing? So while I talked to you, I just want to talk to you about some good news. He was like, hey, Joe, sorry about, communication. Things are kind of crazy, but I got a little bit of bad news. And I was like, okay, so what's going on? And he said, well, all the receiver spots, pretty much like scholarship spots, are taken up. So we don't have any more room for you anymore. And then that's when it all came coming down on me. It crushed me. And he was like, yeah, I'm sorry to tell you that. So good luck to you, and yeah, click and hung up. And that was my biggest offer, and I really felt like my world was gonna end. And so thank God for what Georgia offering me a few weeks prior to that, and them still having a spot for me to come and make which was my home. So it became a war.
Well, look, everybody wants to talk about influences, situations, conversations with people, saying, look, unfortunately, it wasn't your time. And then, trust me, I've heard a lot of no's. In my life, collectively, I've heard a lot of no's, and you're certainly no one to think that it can never happen to me. I'm not the one that's going to hear no. You were stating, you're talking about arrogance and how that level of arrogance may have something to do with why you decided to bypass that Illinois university. But you know what? In all fairness, it seemed to work out for you. It must have been a hard decision considering how far you had come athletically after being this super mega star in high school. Did personal or religious gain outweigh the fame of attending a Division I university to attend West Georgia instead?
Yes, afterwards. At the time, of course, I considered myself a Christian at the time in high school, but I wasn't really deep into my faith like I am now. I wasn't even saved at that time. So coming with Georgia was the best decision I made because with the people I met here, the people that God put in my life, and how I came to find love, I ended up seeing, okay, why he brought me here. Because at first, it was confusion. Because you have something planned up in your mind thinking, hey, this is how it's going to be. But then here comes God, and he completely do like a 180 on you. And you're just like, wow, this is what I'm playing for. God, what are you trying to tell me? And so after a while, I finally saw what he thought he'd done me. Because if I went to Illinois, to be honest with you, I probably got everything on a silver platter. I probably would have, probably hopefully become a star and just take everything for granted. But by coming to Georgia, I had to go through the grind. I had to go through a lot of things where like I really have to depend on God and rely on Him for it to seem stupid because it was all fame and glamour. And so, so thank God I came here. 2014 was one of the worst years of my life. Got hurt, coaching staff. And then after all that happened, that's why I finally came to God and get my life over to Him. And I became saved that year. So you have to see why God brought me to Georgia.
Well, there's a lot of reasons. Sometimes we don't really understand them. And when we're younger, we really don't understand them. The reasons and logic behind why things happen sometimes they don't make sense. And a lot of times in given situations, we can always look back and say, man, had I have done that differently, had I have made a better decision, had I have decided to do something to help somebody else, may have came tenfold when you're talking about what religious criteria we want to become involved with. We all set the standards. We all want to do something different, do something better, and give back to other people. Was there religious criteria involved before making this decision? And if so, do you regret the decision after it was all said and done?
Before coming to Georgia?
Yes.
No, there was no religious decision. I just, at the time, I didn't know. I just committed just because that was my only place I had to go to play college ball. And so, really, it was just a decision of me just like being blessed enough to have someone to play ball. But then later on, I recognized why it was like that. By the time, it was just a decision. It's not going to college, not living to like the standard or disappointing my parents. And at the time, it was just a decision. Well, let me go ahead and commit here. Thank God for this scholarship, so I come here. But to be honest, it wasn't no religious decision at that point. Because at the time, my faith wasn't the strongest. But then over time, throughout my college years at West Georgia, it became stronger.
Well, strength is what it's all about. The strength to make the decision and sticking to it, and the strength to follow through on that decision as well. You were a freshman in a fresh system entering University of West Georgia. The entire high school experience, being a star, you were highly recruited as one of the top wideouts, and a very dominant track athlete with measurables and obviously solid physically. This was an all for naught. You redshirted in your freshman year. However, due to an unfortunate accident in the first string with the All-American punt returner, you were asked to fill a very large void as you became the 2-year starter for the Wolves. Did the high school experience in any way shape or form prepare you for the collegiate experience in or outside of football, say on the campus, as an example?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, on the campus-wise, it's different. Nothing too crazy, but I would say the high school experience was, I went to high school, definitely prepared me more so on the football field, college and definitely on the football field, how it was more, how the business life, because the moment involved, college being involved in Asian football, and it really was like ins and outs of playing football. I learned the game, how to be people, how to not be selfish and just think of other people and becoming more flexible. Be more flexible as a group to say I won't go. And most people people on the field, but off the field, things-wise, can't really say much like that because, typical high school, we only have, especially when I went through, it wasn't really like a college atmosphere. It was more of a high school, staying inside all day, people like go to classes. There's no reason outside or just travel. So.
Well, you're onto something. Hey, we have a caller here on the Rude Dog Show. Caller, go ahead and ask your question.
Good evening. Happy Rude Dog. This is one from yesterday.
Oh, hey, welcome back. Did you have a question for Joey?
Well, I jumped in a little late, so if you were fresh on what happened, I'm a little late though.
Okay. Did you have a question for Joey on the show?
You see, you play football for where did you play for?
I played football at UWG in Georgia for college students.
Ooh. You don't want to pro though, correct?
We're working on that.
I'm good.
We're working on that. We're trying to get him to the next level here with the interview on the show. I thought you may have a question for him in relation to where he's headed to.
So yeah, well, okay. I'll tell you the next question. Where are you headed to?
You say where am I at right now?
Where are you headed to?
Well, hopefully to any team that they interested in these big level rankings, because at this point, well, actually anybody number one draft pick, so we can't really decide where we want to go in that. But it's gonna up to the GM and they scouts about who prefer to like us and want to take us on your team. So right now, just getting ready and doing great interviews, training. Trying to get my name out there as much as possible, and whatever team pick it, hey, I'm with them at home.
Yeah, that's about right. Joey's a solid talent. This guy is fast, he's quick, he's built to take a hit and get back up and wipe himself off and get back into play on every single play. That's just who Joey is.
That's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do.
Exactly.
You fall down, you gotta get right back up.
Well, yeah, you have to.
Well, what does he make? What does he make of the draft class this year?
Actually, I think the draft class is really talented. Yeah, I think it's really talented with the talent we saw at the Indianapolis Combine. Or some major talent out there. I think this draft year is pretty crazy, and especially with the tight ends coming out this year. There's some really flooded tight ends coming out this year, and I know a bunch of analysts were saying like how it's probably one of the best. It might be one of the best draft tight end draft class we had in the while, just because of the talent, the speed, the size we have, and pretty much like with the versus nowadays you don't want to time it just for blocking. You want time for running and passing too as well. So I think this is pretty good effort.
Hey, thanks for the call. Feel free to call back in at some other point of the broadcast, like say in another 20 minutes or so.
Oh, I'll do it. Trying to stay away from money, but okay.
Yeah, just give me a call. We'll talk about more of this towards the end. Anyway, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. That was, I think his name was Don from Jersey. He called in yesterday to the show. Thanks for calling in. Feel free to call back probably about 5 to 10 minutes towards the end of the show, and we can certainly go over what your thoughts were about Joey, where you feel he may end up in the 2017 NFL Draft, because I believe he will certainly land there. Look, you were asked to fill a very large void. This wasn't anything that you were accustomed to, especially at the collegiate level, because in high school you just did well, you did everything. You played track, you were on the field. When you had heard the news about the injury regarding your first string kick returner, what went through your mind right then and there?
Well, what through my mind was pretty much just, it's time to grow up. Pretty much, it's time to grow up. I'm not this little freshman no more. It's time to grow up, and there's no time for me to, I don't waste time. So, the receiver aspect of it, I got to step up big time. I didn't do kick return guys, I was doing kick return, but he's just such a great athlete himself, and I don't know if I can name drop, so I'm just going to keep going, but he's such a great athlete himself. Him as a receiver role is also dangerous as well. So the speed he got, the talent he got, how much he could slow the game down in his mind, and he just dominate. That's where I feel like I had to go up and fill those shoes, and really not just fill those shoes, but really be better, just so the team can keep going in the positive direction to where we still hit that goal of being the conference championships and then national championships.
Well, you know what they say, defense wins championships, but you still have to have an offense, and you certainly played a role of that offense as a 2-year starter. Did you believe that you were able to exceed your own abilities to just go out there and play your game, or did you have a lot of people in your ears saying, well, you need to return it like he did?
I honestly know. I had such a great supporting system around me with my teammates and coaches. They were like, yeah, just do what you do. Control what you can control. And they saw the abilities that I have and the potential where I could be. And they was like, hey, you could be great. Just keep grinding, stay down, and just keep going forward. And you don't be nobody else in a sense. So I had a great support system, and they told me just to play how I play and keep excelling.
You exhibited your desire to be a starter. If your coaches were telling you to do your thing, your desire was to be a starter. I mean, how did you truly feel when you were actually named the starter after exhibiting all the talent, all the skill, the mindset, the passion, and the drive while at University of West Georgia?
I felt honored just because coming in, seeing the guys that they have, the talent, I was a little intimidated, to be honest with you. I was a little intimidated. So I was like, wow, this is my high school no more. I got to really step up and do what I got to do so I can play. And so with the fact that I became the starter, I just feel honored and blessed, and I felt just really a part of the team because the guys, everybody just took me in like I was with their own and everything. And I just felt loved, and I just felt, like I said, I was just honored and blessed just to become a starter and help the team move forward.
Well, that's what it's about, right? It's about progression. It's about being a team leader. It's about being the one who can take a seat and say, you know what, we're going to do this for the better of the team. At any point whatsoever, did you feel as though you were being treated accordingly, or did you feel that you still demanded respect based on what you had shown in and off the football field?
Well, I wouldn't say everything was like peachy, not perfect, but at the same time, everyone did show respect. It was in the point where, like I said earlier, everything wasn't perfect. Was like if I messed up, it was one of those things where it's like, hey, I'm human too. I can mess up. I'm a starter. I know I have less room to mess up, but I'm human. I'm not perfect. And so that part was a little frustrating because people they will get on to me, and which I love. But sometimes it may feel like they got me in the wrong way to where it's not helping me out. It's kind of like hurting me in a sense, like just get on me. But for the most part, everything was really respectful and everything. So can't say too much about that, honestly.
Well, I mean, you have to work through and battle through people that are saying, well, you're okay, and all the negativity and things that come along with what you're trying to accomplish. But when you think about the types of mindsets, the types of ideals that you had for yourself, it was very easy to see yourself in a better position, becoming one of the premier kick returners that the University of West Georgia has seen in recent memory. However, after your redshirt sophomore year, you're presented with a very untimely injury and certainly a challenge that faced you moving forward. You had torn your ACL in the spring of 2014 under a new coaching staff, which it happens. In the collegiate system, getting new coaches in there sometimes can be a blessing, and it can be a curse. At this point, you're probably thinking, I tore my ACL, it's a curse. They had put you behind the ball in a formation. What were your thoughts about the new coaching staff, and did that present a challenge that you were willing to take on?
Oh my goodness! Like that's where everything I went through at that point on 2014, I tore my ACL, and that being the worst of my life. I feel like that's where my college career, not in a sense, started, because I obviously started my freshman year and I started and everything, but it just, I don't really know how to explain it. It was just, I just grew up so much, even more. I thought, like, I was a little older. I'm an old college guy, about 19, 20 years old. Thinking I'm old enough, but the fact that new coach that came in, it really felt like a business. Like, I got hurt. They just kept moving on like I was never there. I just really had to, I really kept my head down and stayed focused on, like, okay, well, if it's not the same in the world, like the same support cast, the same support system, I gotta be my own support system and rely on God and have Him really help me out through this hard time. And so, 2014, it really, it got real. The struggle was real, and it wasn't the end too, because after I tore ACL that April 11th, 2014 spring game, I re-tore it during my rehab process in December, and so it was spiral downfall in a sense, and I just really had to buckle down and grow up and just move forward honestly.
Well, I mean, you have to. You went through a 5-month rehabilitation process after turning your ACL the first time around. Was it any longer after you tore it the second time?
The rehab, well, yeah, I mean, because honestly with ACL, and I'm sure that's pretty much like a full year recovery type injury. You could come back like a crazy recovery, like Adrian Peterson. He came back like 6-7 months. So you could come back crazy like that, but that's not really common. And so most ACL injuries, it's really like a full year injury. So I re-tore it after 5 months. The second time, finally got surgery after a while, and then that's, like I said, I was out for another year. So I pretty much missed 2 years of football, out another year, rehabbing those times, just trying to get my leg strength back, got to get back on the field.
Sometimes pushing or rushing our physical strength can be a blessing. It can also be a negative catalyst. There's always goods and bads to trying to play through an ACL, but from my understanding, from what I've seen, from who I've spoken with, ACL is no joke. You can tear it once, heal it, but there was only a 5-month rehabilitation process. I mean, tell me, what was it like being rushed? I mean, who was rushing you? Who was pushing you to exceed the time frame of a year's worth of rehabilitation overall? I mean, did they try to redshirt you or injury shirt you to say, well, this is a non-contact guy, you can't hit him or touch him, just leave him alone and do his thing? Was there anything like that going on, or were you pushed by other people to get back on the field sooner than you were actually ready to do so?
Oh, no, sir. Honestly, I was pushing myself. It was all of me. I was pushing myself out of fear, in a sense. I was afraid of getting too much behind the ball. Because new coaching staff, they're bringing in their own recruits, new guys into them. I didn't want to. I feared of being left behind, in a sense. So during my recovery process, after my first surgery, during my 5 months, I couldn't walk at first, crutches, the whole nine, couldn't do much myself. But after a while, I was getting better. I was able to walk on my own. Finally got the crutches, the bandages and everything came off. I was really healing. And then I got to the point where I was actually jogging. And that meant so much to me because, I love to run. Long guy, my long frame, love to run. That's a big part of my game, is stretching the field. And so I was really excited about that. I guess I got too excited and really rushed the process. And so it really everybody around me was supporting me, telling me, Joey, hey, take your time, relax, you'll come back. But to me, I just felt a little fear of being left behind too much, so I tried to rush it just to get back to where I needed to be, which ended up being a big mistake.
Look, again, decisions can lead to mistakes. Decisions can lead to fruitfulness. It's really about how we need to judge our physical limitations. If we've injured ourselves, we need to take the time, especially, I mean, look, these doctors go to school. They're there for a reason. They go through medical school. They have a PhD. So clearly they've done their homework literally and figuratively when they give you a time frame to just stop, relax, smell the roses, watch some TV, find an episode, you know, study, read, you know, do other things to keep your mind away from it. Was there any of that kind of being planted in your mind from a doctor's mindset, or did you just say, yeah, I'm just going to recoup for 5 and then try to get back on the field?
No, it was because, I mean, after some months, I didn't plan on, obviously, I didn't plan on re-injuring myself, but I listened to the doctor, I listened to the doctor, what their instructions and everything, and I got a little carried away, honestly. And really what happened was recovering, everything's going great. I'm in the gym putting extra work, just recovering, just doing some rehab work, getting my quad strong. Because after when you take your ACL, it's to really put emphasis on your quad muscle to help out with the injury. And so I was in the gym working out with me and my teammates. And then 2 of them went to the basketball gym in our rec center. So it was halfway from our gym, as you know. And they were just shooting around. The gym was about to close down. They were shooting around right, waiting for me and my other teammates to finish working out. So I got done. I'm like, hey, it's been a while since I started basketball. Let me see if I still got it. Got me basketball in high school. And so I shot the ball. Of course, I missed the air ball because I'm in football mode. And I shot another one. And then I'm like, okay, I got to make at least one more. And then my third shot, jumped up, shot the ball. As I came down awkward for my ACL. Normally, it's a normal come down because if you come down shooting back, you kind of laying sideways. So when I came down, my knee was ready for it. I came down awkward. My knee went immediately to the left, felt something pop, came back to the right, and collapsed to the ground, and I knew instantly something was wrong. And so it wasn't too much of me out to the doctor. It was me getting a little too carried away, thinking that I was good enough to have a little fun in a sense, but I wasn't.
It's the decisions. It's the decisions that everybody makes. You either try or die trying. Unfortunately, in this instance, that prevented you from playing an additional year. Have to take a commercial break. Please tune in, download the app. This is Rudy Reyes on the Rude Dog Show at WBLZsports.com. There's a link on the RudeDogShow.com. You can check it out. It's free for Google. It's good for iTunes as well. And you can either go to iTunes, download it, or Google as well, respectfully. Anyway, have to take a quick break. But stay tuned. We're going to be back with Joey Eliezer to talk about his further struggles with the ACL, how he plans on getting into the NFL, and, of course, we always have the naysayers, or some people call them the haters. Anyway, we'll be back. This is Rudy Reyes on the Rude Dog Show on WBLZsports.com.
This is The Sheet. Gets me all revved up. My face is now red. My ears are just freaking boiling.
He's so raw. Sky hates it.
Yeah, he had 51 touchdowns. 4,900 total yards.
I know y'all like that, but I got to run. And only in Alabama that could happen, I have to say.
They're so good, man. They would win the Big Ten if they were in the Big Ten. You could be doing something vision-based in front of you and reach down and grab a handful of insane goodness.
Good to him. Kudos on flashing like a golfer. Very good, Johnny. I'm proud of you.
Wow. You guys agree on something again? I'm very impressed. Have you ever had a bad week? Just you walk outside, step in a puddle, like driving, you walk outside, and have a puddle right inside town. Or you stand on the curb and somebody driving by and splashes water up on you. Or it's just raining on you, not anyone else.
I will tell you, before you go any further, I cannot hear Chad when he speaks.
Good. Here, listen to the sheet, man. I don't really know what we're doing.
Every Saturday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. right here on WBLZ Sports.
Doug Peffer painting and pressure washing. He has over 30 years of painting experience. He's interior, exterior, commercial, or residential. Doug Peffer covers it all. Is your house looking ugh? Well, call on Doug. Doug Peffer painting and pressure washing. 404-966-3361. Mention WBLZ Sports and get a special We've Got Balls discount. That's Doug Peffer painting and pressure washing. 404-966-3361.
Hello, everybody. This is Blake Cole, host of Off the Wall Baseball here on WBLZ Sports. If you love America's pastime, then join me every Wednesday afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern for the latest and greatest in the world of Major League Baseball.
Whether it be your industrial, commercial, or residential needs, Gen Service is the electrical contractor for you. The Gen Service team has the expertise, commitment, and educational years to help you solve your electrical concerns. They have you in their best interest with helpful suggestions to accommodate your every want. Give them a call no matter the size of the job at 740-438-7173. And mention WBLZ Sports, you will get a discount. That's Gen Service, 740-438-7173.
WBLZ Sports, we got sponsors and sponsors your balls.
Hey, welcome back to the Rude Dog Show. This is Rudy Reyes. Hopefully you have your app fired up and ready to go because I'm back with Joey Eliezer, wide receiver, University of West Georgia. We were leaving off in regards to an ACL injury for which you wanted to test the waters. You decided to shoot a little b-ball and then landed and re-injured your ACL. I mean, that's got to be devastating. I understand injuring it once. The rehabilitation once, going through all the emotions once. I mean, there's got to be a way. I mean, if this was me, I'd probably be thinking, you know what, I'm just going to, I'm done. I'm done. I've hurt my leg, I've hurt my knee, I've hurt my joint, I've torn my ACL. I'm done. Not only once, but twice. Twice. What was it about the contemplation of quitting the game altogether that had crossed your mind after the second injury?
Oh man, you want to believe, like, I have a whole bunch of doubts in my mind. I had thoughts of me just quitting and just calling it a day, just move on my life. But something in me just wanted to stay and work through it and get back and play because I know that my ability, I know what I can do. I know I can definitely help out. Of course, it wasn't all smooth sailing, but that's why I turned my life over to God after a while because and not even doing it just because like it was like a resort. It just one thing where it was like the best decision I've ever made in my life because I was really about to go crazy and it's kind of sad because that's what it took for me to finally like get my life over to Him. It took me turning my knee up, me to finally like, oh, okay, I get it now. Let me stop playing. Let me get my life on track and give it to God, and just so I could really like find peace because I would never find peace in my coaches. I never find peace in how well I do in a football game. I would never find peace of how far I go in my career. Only way I can find peace and truly happiness and joy is in God. And so, honestly, the doubt crept in. Of course, I'm not going to talk about it. I have to be honest. But through a lot of prayer and great friends and teammates who kept rooting me on. That's the only reason why I'm here right now talking to you.
Well, we can always have the support. We always want the support, especially when an injury like this does happen. I mean, forget the first time around. Clearly, the people, the family, the coaches, all the people surrounding you were clearly wanting you to move forward, wanting you to do what you want to do, what you needed to do, and to support your decision in whatever regards it is, whether it was quitting, hanging up the cleats, or moving on to something else, maybe basketball, the track, maybe you can go back to track in that regard. So there are a lot of mixed emotions that you felt. Did you experience the same type of support the second time around, or was it very different?
I mean, it was different in a sense just because the sensitivity and the awareness definitely evolved to another level just because of the type of sensitivity that ACL injury is. And so doing it twice and talking to doctors, multiple doctors about what I want to do and how it could be fixed and if I still want to play football, it definitely behind everything. Everyone was still supporting and people still there, but it just made things more sensitive. Like, okay, so are you, in a sense, like, are you sure you still want to football? Because now you tore it twice and made things more trickier, like the surgery procedure and how like the long-term effects, like having a tendonitis possibly or anything like that in the future. It is heightened up to another level.
When you tear something like that, and again, tearing it once is one thing, but when you tear the same thing over again, the process is basically the same. The mindset doesn't change. It's, okay, well, now I know what I have to do. I did it the first time around. Was there any different type of emotions running through you personally by being able to block out everybody else? They're saying, well, you know, you've entered it twice. I don't know. Can you do it again? Were you biting into that at all, or did you feel as though you had the mindset to repair it again, not only from a physical repair standpoint, but from a mental and emotional repair as well?
Yes, I definitely did. I had a chip on my shoulder. That's because when people that doubted me or doubted about me or just really didn't take me seriously when it got towards life, it kind of fueled that fire. I had it, you know, because I had doubts, but at the same time I quickly disregarded it. I knew I still had more fight in me. And so it put a chip on my shoulders where like, I'm just going to come back twice as strong, twice as fast, twice as everything, and become like a better athlete throughout this whole process.
It was more about, it's more than just becoming a better athlete. You came through this being a better person because you recognized that you turned yourself over to what the Lord wanted you to do. I mean, sure, you asked, I'm sure you pleaded and prayed every single day. Does that still occur now to where you pray in relation to, I hope I don't re-injure this ACL again?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Every time I pray, my prayer is pretty strong, like how I pray and everything. And it was kind of weird because I was kind of afraid to mention my need during my prayer because I didn't want God to think like, or I want to come up with like, that's what I cared about, you know. So I make sure my prayer is maybe to me become a better Christian man, and then me being honest with myself and me being transparent with God. I'm like, hey, God, I'm not gonna lie. I do also pray over my knee. I pray over you touching my knee, giving me strength, not injuring it anymore. Because one day I do actually want to play with my kids and not like walk around as like a 5, 6, 7-year-old young father with knee problems. I can't keep up with them. And so I definitely do pray over that and everything. But really, it's more a sense of me praying over like myself, my mindset, my spiritual life, because I don't want to make everything about my knee because my knee doesn't define me. And so that has helped me become to where I am today.
Well, physicality doesn't define us. And there are people that, there's a particular pastor travels around the world. His name is Nick Vujicic. And he has no arms, no legs, yet preaches the gospel. So physicality has nothing to do with the effectiveness of what kind of person you can be. In 2016, you were finally cleared. You finally cleared after all the muck, all the hard work, all the rehabilitation, and cleared to play despite your tumultuous senior season. Obviously did not go the way you wanted it. It never does, especially when a dual ACL injury prevents us from playing and strands us on the sidelines. However, you were happy to be back, happy to be healthy. I'm sure the prayers included that as well. What was it about the entire process being a solid learning experience for you to be able to understand and fight through the hard times as you get older, moving on to the next level of your career?
Oh man, it was just a great experience. You know, of course, you know, things didn't go my way, obviously, like how I wanted to, but really, I was just happy to be back with the guys. It's been so long, it's been so much patience that had to be exerted out, just standing there helping my coach out with drills with the receivers, by taking the drills or just helping out with calling plays for practice and everything, but not like running the actual play with them. And so actually, though arrogant, like back in high school, me kind of like getting comfortable when I was started for 2 years. All that planned out for me being a better man to where I just don't say anything anymore. I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for every snap I get to where every breath I take, just living life, you know what I'm saying? Because football, it really is a great metaphor of life. And so I was happy to be back after being cleared out of 16. I didn't play much, but I played, and I was happy to be with the guys. And I feel like I really touched the guys in a way because we have young guys come up and on the team and everything. And during the meeting of football, we watched film, and then we talk about like how to grow out as a man, pretty much. And so, each time I spoke out of the experience. Like, hey guys, like I know things might not be going your way at the moment, but just trusting the system, trusting God, and not put too much trust in the man, but this coach are your superior, so definitely be obedient to them and just enjoy that. Really enjoy the process. Enjoy being here every day playing football. Enjoy being with your mothers. Enjoy traveling together, because honestly, not much people can experience that. And so when I came back finally, I was just a happy-go-lucky athlete on the field. You guys, any of my coaches and teammates, I was happy to be back out there playing with them.
Well, that's what it's about. It's about the unity. It's about coming back. It's saying, hey, guys, what's going on? I'm here. I'm ready to go. And I look at all the things that I've gone through, and I can relate to a lot of the things that you've gone through as well. Of course, I'm significantly older. Not that age defines us in any way, shape, or form. But I have a burning desire to get past the no, to get past the naysayers, to get past the people who continually state that you can't get to where you want to go to. You find a way to do it, and you continue to find a way through it, to fight back despite anybody who has discounted you. You were talking about a chip on your shoulder earlier. Does that continue to exist until you get to the next level, albeit the NFL?
Oh, yes, sir, definitely. That ain't one that helps me every day when I'm tired. My body's aching and soaring just from training or running. I just remember, like, all those naysayers or them haters in a sense, or people who just forgot about me. That helps fuel me to keep going forward. Of course, that's not the main thing. My main thing was to go forward with my family. I mean, of course, it's God first. I'm doing everything for Him. He gets all the glory at the end of the day. God is always number one. And other than that, it's my family, my mother, my family, giving them the opportunity to have a better life. And so those are two of the main things I keep going every day. And I'm not gonna lie, it does help when the haters, or people who forget about you. That also comes out too, because as you give a little chip on your shoulder, it gives that little extra edge to keep going forward and not forget why you're going.
We all know where we got to go. We all know in what ways we need to do it. And some of us rely on religious understandings. Other people rely on their own understandings. And what I don't understand is that you had some coaches, friends, and even teammates who thought you were just going to hang it up, put them on ignore, keep your head down, and just bow out of it. But you didn't. You sharpened the iron, because iron sharpens iron. You continue to keep your mind focused, but the story's far from over for you. Because, look, coaches, scouts, general managers, you don't need to sleep, but wake up, smell the U-band. Joey Eliezer, solid wide receiver. The guy is tough. He's of high character, high morality. He's a stud. He's tall. He's lengthy. He has a solid frame. And above all, he knows what it takes to fight and fight hard and be consistent with the fight. Not just give up at any given point, because he hasn't gotten there yet. He has not been to a point now. Even the NFL will not define him. What defines him is what his children feel about him, what he feels about himself, how he's able to get through all of the negativity, to fight through all of the situational components that disable other people from moving forward. What was it like about having these people that had otherwise been your supporters being, well, now detractors for you moving forward in the process after you are still trying to move forward from the rehabilitation process? Are you with me? I lost you, Joey. Give me a call back, 216-539-9967. I don't know what happened on that one, but anyway, welcome to the show. Caller?
Yeah, I'm back in about 20 minutes ago. You said to call back.
Yeah, go ahead. Did you have any questions for me in regards to the interview of Joey Eliezer, or what are your thoughts about him in general?
Well, I think he's got a lot of potential going for him. He just has to keep his mind fall down. You get right back up. I mean, we've all been through it. I've been through it. You've been through it. he just has to keep his mind on the game, and things will go his way eventually. I mean, I think he has something inside that's gonna make him one of the NFL's great players. Maybe not a superstar, but a great player.
Well, we don't know that yet. There's no way to make that determination to say that he's not going to be a stud. I mean, the fact alone that he's fought through double ACLs, he's rehabilitated from them, he's tall, he's lengthy, he became a stud right out of high school, didn't have a lot of time as an NFL type caliber guy because he hasn't gotten there yet. Unfortunately, where he's at right now is trying to experience the NFL way and acquiring the NFL experience moving forward into the 2017 NFL draft. Joey, thanks for calling back. I don't know what happened there. Became disconnected. But what was it like to have people discount you?
Come again?
Yes.
Yeah, what was the question?
No, I said you went through the entire process. You're trying to keep your mind focused, but how are you able to shut people out from being negative Nancy's, if you will, to try to prevent you from getting to the next level?
Oh, man, well, I mean, pretty much. I mean, as far as it goes, is me finding out how they feel. If I find out there are negative Nancy's and they are acting like that, once I know that, after that, I just ignore it and just keep moving forward, because honestly, everybody has seen it before. Everybody has seen haters. Everybody has seen people get left behind or slept on and doubted on. And so when I went through it, it was like another typical case. And so I just ignored it and just kept working hard and kept grinding to where it's like built for otherwise. But at the same time, I'm not doing it for them. Yeah, that's just for them to see like, okay, well, let me not count anybody out no more because obviously it's not a positive thing to do. And so I just really ignored them and just kept my head down, kept focused, and just kept grinding, honestly.
Yeah, well, that's really, what you have to do. You have to block things out. You have to put yourself into perspective, your mind in perspective, your thoughts into perspective, and to just keep moving forward. Like I said before, iron sharpens iron, and that's really what it's about. And I know you'll keep grinding at least in this process. Do you believe that this is your driving force with a chip on your shoulder, and that's why NFL teams should look at you and scout you and bring you in for private workouts?
Yes, absolutely, 100%. Because when they see me, they see when I work out with them, the way I run or grind or the way I compete, pretty much, they're going to see, okay, this is important to him. This right here, this is his priority, and I hope every team who saw me at the combine and pro day, they know how important it was. I'm not out here just to be out here. I'm out here for a reason. I'm out here to help. I'm out here to help the NFL team get to their goal. I'm also out here to help my family up too, my family's lives and everything. So they will definitely see that soon.
What makes you determined to get to the next level of your playing career?
Pretty much my family. That's my job force. That I'm really determined that I'm going to be successful. I'm going to make it and have the NFL platform. We will use the NFL as a platform for my career, for the rest of my life, besides to be successful. I'm really determined to make it. I feel like I'm really close. I feel like I'm in arm's reach of it. And of course, it's something I know. I've been an athlete pretty much my whole life. I'm not saying like Einstein or a genius come to the classroom, but everybody tends to go where they're really good at. And so me, it's sports in my life. So I'm really determined to get to the next level, and I know definitely my family is my main reason why I'm doing all this.
Well, I think it's also for validation. And I think validation, there's personal validation, which plays along with self-validation. People going to school, people trying to achieve certain things in their life. Once they get to that point, that enables them to feel better. And it's not for anybody. It's not, for everybody. It's for you individually. This is a business of you, as I stated offline. Look, coaches, scouts, general managers, position coaches. Take a look at Joey Eliezer. He's solid. He's athletic. He's a high-character family man. A lot of those things are taken into consideration when you're interviewing them. Well, it should. It should have everything to do with why you want guys like Joey Eliezer in your locker room, on the field, giving back to the community, because they're already doing these things. They're doing this for a very solid reason, a bigger reason, more than just a personal reason. It's validation getting to that level, but what they can do when they're there, that's the impact. That's why guys like Joey Eliezer exist, is to help contribute to an NFL locker room, help contribute to the community. It's not spoken often enough, but I believe it needs to be spoken much more often than it is now. Guaranteed. Do you believe an NFL team will take a chance on you? If so, why should they call you and not somebody else?
Honestly, you kind of just nailed on the head with things you were just saying. Because me on the field of me being a workhorse, I work, I'm a whole life. I don't plan on being one anytime soon or at all. And so, and not be one of the people who would get started in the locker room or even off the field. And so that's what they're getting. Take a chance on me.
You know what? I also think what they're getting is somebody who's, again, talking about a high character guy, a high likable type of guy, because you can associate with a lot of guys in the NFL. All these guys in the NFL right now have kids, younger kids. Arthur Moats has kids. Former Steelers, Antoine Blake has kids. Kids become a part of an NFL family, and public relations within the Steelers organization or any other NFL team takes that seriously. It takes the fact that you have kids very seriously and treats them. They don't have a happy Joey, as an example.
Yeah.
So by you being able to contribute in the locker room, on the field, off the field, in the community, I believe it's a win-win. A win for you, a win for any given NFL team that's out there looking for a quality, athletic, high-cut, high-dynamic player. Joey Eliezer is certainly that guy. This is him. This is who he is. He makes no mistakes. No, he does. We all do. Joey, hey man, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure. It's been a treat. And I want to thank you for coming on. If there's anything I can do for you in addition, please let me know, okay?
Oh, no, thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for giving me a chance to come on my show. And I had a great time. I appreciate you so much. Honestly, the most precious things to make a good plan is time. And thank you for your time so much. I really appreciate it.
It's not a problem at all. It's what I do. I've been doing this for years, and I want to continue doing it to help guys like yourself get to the next level, because it brings me satisfaction knowing that at least in some capacity I was able to help you, whether it's a phone interview, a conversation off the air, or whatever that may be, because I believe that when you give back to other people, that things come to you.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Joey. Hey, man, thank you again. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Not a problem. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Joey Eliezer, this guy is a baller. He's a player. I mean, we're not even talking about stats here.